Hi everyone, welcome back. It's Michelle B here. Thanks for joining me for week 4 of our Bulldog Beginner series. Today we're really going to start working on putting things together with a little bit of a breakdown of what we call our Bulldog flow, the movement we take in between each side of lunging our legs forward or back, and then we're going to make our way towards some more of the standing poses that we've already learned and kind of move through them one breath at a time. So I hope you're ready for a little bit of a fun workout with me today. Grab 2 blocks if you're using them. I'm going to start our music and I'll meet you on your mat. All right, so we're going to get started in child's pose. You're going to bring your big toes together and try not to separate your knees too wide. We will be flowing between this shape and one other to start to warm up the upper body. So my big toes are together, my knees are a little wider than hip distance apart, and I'm just going to walk my fingers out in front of me. I hope you enjoyed today's playlist. We have a Women of Pop playlist. So who better to start us off than the queen bee herself, Beyonce? I always like to shift my hips from side to side, creating some more space along that area of my body. The kidney band, right up where your waistline falls around your lower back. Let's start to find that yoga breath. Take a deep breath in, keeping your lips sealed as you exhale. Gorgeous, you guys. 2 more. Inhale, fill your lungs. And exhale, slowly empty. Evening out the breath. 1 more inhale. Exhale for that same amount of time. All right, so you're just going to follow my cues. You're going to make your way from here into a modified low push-up. So on an inhale, shift your shoulders somewhat over your wrists, and exhale, bending your elbows, keeping them in by your ribs. Press back up. Pull back to child's. Good. So I really want you to feel that work, particularly in your triceps. Keep rolling your shoulders back. Let's do it 2 more times. Inhale, rock your hips forward. Exhale, bend your elbows just halfway. So really important to press into your hands. Then pull your hips back. Fingers are spread nice and wide, really dialing down through those knuckles, particularly the pointers and the thumbs. Bend your elbows, straighten, and guide your hips back. Find that child's pose and take 1 more deep breath in. And a deep breath out. Good. Let's start to lift our hips slow and steady. Come into our first downward facing dog. Again, you know what you're doing now from here. You can pedal your legs together or one at a time. Maybe even separate your feet a little wider and keep your knees on the soft side if you're feeling anything in that lower back. Let's just hang out here, really starting to open up through the backside of our bodies. Taking 1 more deep breath in. Deep breath out. And then come up towards your tippy toes, gaze to your thumbs. Let's walk those feet forward. Coming all the way up to the top of our mats. Feet can be somewhat separated, or you can bring your big toes together. Let's find a halfway lift, flat back. And exhale, fold. Press through your feet, come up to stand. How are you? Reach those arms high overhead. We're going to interlace our fingers and extend the pointers. Moving into our standing side bend series. Take an inhale, reach even higher through those fingertips. On an exhale, gentle sway over to the right. Breathing into the left side of the body here. Inhale. Exhale. Good. 1 more like that. Inhale. Exhale. Nice, you guys. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale, take it to the left. Rock your hips right. Breathe in. Breathe out. Really firm up through the arms, the legs, the core, the glutes. 1 more inhale, sway. And exhale, reach a little further. Then inhale, come back to center. Release the interlace of the fingers. Think of reaching your ring fingers up towards the ceiling, then pulling your thumbs towards the back. Press weight down into your feet, hugging through those inner thighs. Pull the belly in and find a gentle back bend. Maybe lifting the chin slightly. 1 more breath here. Then come back to center. Circle your arms wide. Soft bend of the knees. Let's fold and take it down. Awesome work. We're going to come halfway up, return to that flat back, and then start to plant your hands. Step right foot back, left foot back. You're in a high plank. Breathe here, inhale. exhale. So full body pose, no doubt about it. This is how we all get bulldog strong. So stay with me. Wrap those thighs. Pull the quads in towards the bones. Take one more deep breath in. And exhale, lift your hips up and back. Return to that downward facing dog. Inhale. Exhale. Good. We're going to come back to plank and hold for 5, 4. Keep pressing through those hands. 3, 2, 1. Lift those hips high. Drop your heels low. Downward facing. Inhale. Exhale. Good. So we're going to start to add on from here. You're going to rock your weight forward. Find your high plank. Then tap your knees down. You can untuck your toes if you want. We're going to come towards that modified low plank like we did before. So think of wrapping your upper arms in towards one another and hugging your elbows in towards your ribs and hover for 3, 2, 1. Press up straight arms, tuck toes, high plank, downward facing dog. Awesome. Deep breath in through the nose. Maybe release some heat, open the mouth as you exhale, and we keep going from there. Let's inhale, rock our weight forward, high plank, tap your knees, untuck your toes if you want, make your way halfway down and hold for 3, elbows hugging in 2, this time lower all the way down to your belly on 1. Awesome, guys. I know it's intense, those tricep push-ups. Walk your fingertips back a few inches. Hug your elbows in. We learned Cobra much earlier on in the series, and we're going to head there now. So inhale, lift your chest a little or a lot. Gazes over the tip of the nose. And then drop your forehead down. 2 more like that. Inhale. Exhale. Good. Keep hugging those elbows in to keep the chest open. 1 more time. And lower. Awesome job. All right, take a moment for yourself. You can make a little pillow for your forehead to land. Maybe wag your tail gently from side to side. We're going to start to expand on that cobra and head towards our first upward facing dog. So resituate your palms. You're making a nice 90-degree angle underneath those elbows with your wrists. Take an inhale. Lift up into cobra, strain through your arms, squeeze your glutes, squeeze your inner thighs. Start to press into the top of your feet and see if you can hover your knees. Awesome. Gaze forward, inhale. Exhale, nice deep stretch for the belly as well here. Take 1 more breath. And then start to tuck your toes through softened knees. Press your hips up and back, downward facing dog. Awesome work. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. All right, we're going to start to put it all together. Moving from down dog, high plank, low plank, right into up dog, back to down dog. All right, here we go. Inhale, high plank. Again, you can always tap your knees. I'm going to lower halfway down. This time, tuck your toes pressing into the top of the feet. Lift knees and heart, up dog. Exhale. Woo! Downward facing. My triceps are really talking to me. Take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. All right, we're ready to move on. Don't worry, we'll be back there again. Inhale, send that right leg high towards the ceiling. Exhale, draw your knee in towards your nose. Keep pressing through those hands and step your foot forward. All right, from here, we're going to float our arms behind us, finding those airplane wings. Then like you're pressing down into the gas pedal on that right foot, sweep your fingers forward and then come all the way up. We've been here before, high lunge. Knit your ribs together. Reach high through the fingertips. Inhale. Exhale. Good. 1 more breath. Maybe reach a little higher. And on your exhale, we're going to open up to warrior 2. So you're just going to spin your back heel down. Gaze is going to come over your right fingertips. You're maintaining that deep bend through your front knee and hold here. Inhale. Exhale. 1 more deep breath in. And a deep breath out. Now start to flip that right palm, reaching slightly out in front of you. We're heading into that radiant or reverse warrior. Take your top arm, reach it up and back. Good, hold here. Finding some more space along the right side of your body. Let's take one more breath, reaching up and back. Here we go. Slow and steady, you guys. This is a beginner class. Doesn't mean it's easy. You're going to plant your hands down, step that right foot back, and you'll be in a high plank. Take an inhale here. Tap your knees or not. You're going to lower halfway down. Lift into your upward facing dog on your inhale. Then tuck your toes together or one at a time, back to down dog. So I want you to start to really pay attention when you're tucking your toes one at a time. Notice if you're always tucking the right toes first, then the left, or the left and then the right, and keep switching it up. All right, let's do that on the other side. Inhale, send your left leg nice and high. Pull your knee in towards your nose, puff up through that upper back, and step your foot forward. Good. Inhale, find your airplane arms. Press into the gas pedal of that left foot and lift your chest. Inhale. Exhale, so my back heel is super high. I'm pulling those ribs in, thinking of lifting my belly button through the spine and away from my front thigh. Take one more breath, reach a little higher. Here we go, open up. Whew. Warrior two. Good. From your foundation, from the feet up, feel that strength working your legs. Some effort in your lower body to maintain a sense of ease through your upper body. So we're not hiked up in the shoulders. Relax them down and gaze over your left fingers. Take one more deep breath in. Deep breath out. Inhale, flip your front palm. Reach up, radiate or revolve your warrior. Good, and hold here. Inhale. Exhale. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. We're here for one more breath. Reach up and back. And then let's very slow and steady, like a cartwheel. Lower your hands down, lifting off your back heel. Press into those palms and step your left foot back. High plank. Maybe try to go halfway down without your knees. Hug your elbows in. Lower halfway. Tuck your toes together one at a time. Then lift your hips up and back. Downward facing. Awesome work, you guys. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Let's stay here for one more. Inhale. Exhale. Gaze to your thumbs. Come up high on your tippy toes. Walk your feet forward. Big toes touching. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, fold. This time I want you to bend your knees. Find your chair pose. How's everyone doing? Gaze down, make sure you can see all 10 of your toes. If not, pull those knees and hips further back and then bend deeper. Take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. Inhale, press through your feet, strain your legs, reach a little up and back. Exhale, circle your arms wide. Come all the way down. Find a halfway lift, flat back. Plant your hands. Let's step the left foot back now. Then the right foot. Take an inhale. Here we go. Exhale, lower halfway down, low plank. Inhale to up dog. Exhale, downward facing. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. So now we're going to start to flow through those shapes together. One breath, one movement. Take an inhale, take that right leg high. Exhale, step it through. Inhale, right into high lunge. Woo, almost lost my balance. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, flip your front palm, reach up, go back. Exhale, follow your breath. Cartwheel down, step back, high plank. Exhale, low plank. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, downward facing. Nice work, Bulldog. Send that left leg nice and high. Right into the other side we flow. Step your foot forward. Inhale, high lunge. Open warrior two. One breath, one movement. Flip your front palm. Radiate your warrior. Exhale, here we go. Release your hands. Step it back. Move through that bulldog flow. We'll meet up together in downward facing dog. Deep breath in through the nose. Deep breath out. Inhale. Exhale. Tippy toes. Walk your feet forward. Big toes touch. Inhale halfway. Exhale, fold. Press through feet. Bend the knees. Chair pose. Sink as low as you can. Go deeper than you did before. We're here for one more breath. Press through feet. Reach up, go back. Exhale, big swan dive down. So real quick, before we move on, let's make sure we have a block towards the front of our mat. I'm even going to place my blocks a little bit beyond the front of my mat. We're going to move into a balance pose. We didn't learn it last week, but just hang in there with me. I'm right along for the ride, so we'll move through it together. Return to that flat back, and then exhale. Plant your hands. Step one foot back at a time. High plank. Option to move through a flow with me. Otherwise, you go to downward facing dog. So remember, you're in charge here. I never take all of the flows that are offered in class, like rarely ever. And sometimes I get the most benefit out of just hanging in a downward facing dog. So just really tune in and take what you need today. All right, here we go. Send your right leg, reach it high. Step it all the way through. You're going to find your high lunge on your inhale. Open up to warrior two as you exhale. So a little different this time. We're going to head into reverse triangle. You're going to start to straighten through your right leg. Take that top arm, reach it up and back. So very similar to the radiant warrior, but we're just keeping that front leg straight. You can even hook your left thumb around your right wrist and really pull that arm towards the back of the mat. And then set yourself through center, shoulders over your hips. You're going to pull your right hip back, back, back as you reach forward, and then bring that hand down. So awesome option is to grab a hold of one of those blocks, place your hand on any setting right on top of that block, or sometimes it's just nice to grab a hold of the shin, place your hand there. So what we don't want to see in a triangle pose is leaning forward in order to go lower. You're losing the entire upper body in the shape here. So better to be higher and keep the chest open and keep the spine long and strong. We're here for one more deep breath in and a deep breath out. All right, so here we go. We're going to make our way towards half moon. Start to bring your left hand to your hip and gaze down towards your right tippy toes. Bring a soft bend into that knee and see how I'm just scooting my back foot forward. I'm going to grab a hold of my one block to the right side of my foot and start to extend that left leg straight back behind me. So very similar to the triangle shape we were just in, but now we're just balancing. So your left hand can stay exactly as it is, or you can take your arm nice and high. Gaze can be down, forward, or up for a challenge. I'm not going to do that and talk at the same time. I know it won't end well for me. Take one more breath. Now listen, retrace your steps. Soft bend through your right knee. See how far back you can lunge that left leg and land in warrior two. Nice work. One more time. Let's flip our front palm. Radiate the warrior. And then exhale. Here we go. Cartwheel your hands down. High plank. You know where to head. You can always tap those knees at any point in time. Lift into your up dog. Exhale. Downward facing. Breathe in. Breathe out. Good. Send your left leg, reach it high. Press through hands, lock your belly, step it through. Inhale right into high lunge. Open, warrior two. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. We're going to find that reverse triangle. Strain through your left leg, flip your front palm. Reach the arm up and back, maybe hooking onto your wrist with your right thumb now. Guide those fingers towards the back of the mat and just feel that gorgeous stretch. Take one more breath here. And then come through center. So shoulders over your hips. Pull that left hip back, back, back. Reach, reach, reach until you turn into a triangle. Good. You can bring your gaze again up, forward, or down. Whatever is most comfortable on your neck. Wherever you can stay with your breath. Hold it here. Inhale. Exhale. So think of this shape, feel it in your body without thinking much more of where we're heading next, because we're just essentially adding on the balancing element to where we currently are. You're going to gaze down. Bring your right hand to your hip, soft bend through your left knee, scoot that back foot forward. Eventually we'll work on just floating through that left leg. Place your left hand down on your block. Really stay strong through that extended leg. So I'm flexing my toes towards my kneecap. I'm going to hold here or give you the option of maybe reaching high through that right arm. Good. We're really working the standing leg quite a bit here, like we learned last week in our balancing series. Take one more breath. Retracing your steps, slow and steady, soft bend through your left knee. See how far back you can land that right foot into warrior two. Flip your front palm, radiate, and exhale. Cartwheel down, step it back, high plank to your low plank. Up dog and down dog. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Inhale. Exhale. One more full breath in. And a full breath out. Here we go. High on the tippy toes. Gaze to your thumbs. Walk your feet to the top of your mat. Big toes touching. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, refold. Bend your knees a lot. Sink your hips. Reach those arms nice and high. Then I'm going to have you bring your hands to heart center. We're going to come into a prayer twist here. So with your hands at heart center, you're going to inhale, lift your elbows nice and wide. And then exhale, take a twist over to the right. So I'm going to work on hooking my left elbow to the outside of my right knee as best as I can. And really press the palms together. That's going to encourage the belly to keep pulling in and up towards the spine. And work your twist from there, from the low back up. Take a deep breath in. And a deep breath out. Good. Just one more on this side. Inhale. Exhale. Now, so here's the challenge. Without coming out of your legs, can you bring your chest through center, elbows high? And then exhale, transition right into the other side. Gorgeous. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Really important to keep the belly engaged here in a twist. Inhale. Exhale. One more deep breath. Maybe stay through the exhale, twist a little bit more. Bring your hands through heart center. Let's fold in half. This time, separate your feet about hip distance apart. You can come into ragdoll, grabbing those elbows. You can bring your peace fingers around your big toes. I like to press my thumbs into my toenails. Maybe lifting halfway. And then bringing my elbows nice and wide, I fold in a little more to myself. Shake your head, yes. And shake it no. Just release any tension that you can around your neck and your shoulders. Good. Take a deep breath in. And a deep breath out. All right. Release whatever hold you have. Maybe bring your toes a little closer together. You're going to inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, plant your hands with your fingers spread nice and wide. Step back to high plank. This time we're going to lower down to the belly with or without your knees for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Awesome work, you guys. All right. So we're going to set up for a few more prone back bends. We learned a couple earlier on in this series, but we're going to move towards a half bow today, maybe even a full bow. We're going to start with a simple full locust, though, to begin here. So forehead, mouth, chin to the mat. You know the deal. Fingertips a few inches away from your body, like you're making an upside down V. Inhale, lift head, neck, and shoulders. Hug those shoulders nice and tight. Pull your belly in, but press down through your hips as you lift your legs. So feet can be together. Some of us, that's not going to work on our lower back. It used to for me. It kind of no longer does.
I don't know if it's just happened as I've aged, but I'm gonna keep my feet about hip distance apart. Try not to go too much wider. I can already start to feel my low back tense up if I bring my feet any wider than hip distance. So just pay attention and notice what feels best for you. And now let's float the arms. I always think of hitchhiking here. Lifting the thumbs up towards the ceiling, expanding through the chest and the collarbones. One more breath. And then exhale, make that little pillow, or take a cheek to one side and just wag your tail. Your little bulldog tail there. Good, take a deep breath in, and a deep breath out. Nice. So from here, we're gonna turn this into a half bow shape. So we're essentially gonna keep the full locus with our upper body, but we're gonna add on the legs, really encouraging the hamstrings and the glutes to work a little bit more into a deeper back bend. So, forehead, mouth, chin to the mat. Fingertips a few inches away from the body. Bend your knees and kick your heels up towards the ceiling. You're gonna start to feel those hammies and glutes turn on already. From here, lift your head, neck, and shoulders. Press through your heels and see if you can lift your knees a few inches. And then lift your arms. Good, here we are. Half bow pulling pose. Nice. Really working back core strength here. Take one more breath, maybe lift your knees a little higher. Keep on thinking of stamping those heels up towards the ceiling. And then lower. I like to keep my knees bent and take a few windshield wipers side to side. All right, shall we attempt the full bow? Why not? From here, forehead, mouth, or chin to the mat, you're gonna kick your heels in towards your seat. Keep your feet flexed, or not. Whatever you can grab, you're gonna grab. So for some of us, like I have really long limbs, it's easier for me to grab my ankles. Otherwise, you're gonna grab the top of your feet. Wherever you land, I want you to really work on hugging those shoulders nice and tight. Lock your belly to your spine. Kick your feet away from you in order to lift your chest. Just a little or a lot. We're all gonna look so different in this shape. All right, so nobody's going for a magazine cover here. You're just gonna do the best that you can, showing up for yourself today, letting this be an expression of what's happening throughout your entire yoga practice, an opening to knowing yourself a little bit more, an opening of your heart. One more breath. Whew. See how I just kind of kept on talking, yammering on there to keep you distracted while you're in that big back bend. Good. Oh, we're gonna move into my ultimate favorite yoga pose next. Well, maybe not my ultimate, one of my top 2 favorite yoga poses. So bring your palms by your ribs, so fingertips kind of in line with your nipples, making that 90 degree, tuck your toes. Pull your chin in towards your chest. With or without your knees, take a deep breath in. And exhale, you're gonna press yourself up, high plank, so hard for me to do. And then exhale, send those hips high, downward facing dog, deep breath in. Deep breath out. Good. Send your right leg nice and high. Bend your knee, fan your hip open. Just sending some breath around that hip. You can take little knee circles, ankle circles. I like to make sure I go in each direction. And then we're gonna set up for pigeon. So from here, you're gonna bring that right shin across the top of your mat. So this is very similar to the figure 4 that we've worked on our back before, this hip opener. So if you would prefer a figure 4 stretch, feel free to come onto your backs. Otherwise, we're gonna stay here. Just a few alignment principles before we take it any further. So I like to peek back at my left toes that are extended behind me and make sure that my ankle isn't kind of rolling in or out. So a good way to check that is to make sure that your toes are pointing straight back behind you. And then I really like to bring my fingertips almost off my mat, and just to make sure that I have the proper alignment with my front leg. So you don't want to bring your right knee in line with your hip. You want to bring it off to the side several inches so you can really start to feel that opening up through the outer hip. All right, and then you're going to stay, or you're going to come down to forearms. A really lovely option if you're kind of there but not quite is to grab your 2 blocks and rest them right below your elbows.
And if you want to go even further, I love this variation with the blocks. You're going to place them towards the edges of your mat on a little bit of an angle. And you can use the assist of your hands to bring your chest a little lower. You might have to resituate. So your shoulders eventually land, and then you just drop your head. So as long as you're experiencing a healthy sensation through the hips, you're in the right spot. I can even find a little bit more sensation through that right hip if I press down firmly through the pinky edge side of my right foot. Let's just hold here for a few more breaths, as much as I want to keep you here all day. I do pigeon pose at least once a day for at least 2 to 3 minutes each side. Take one more deep breath in. Deep breath out. Let's start to walk your palms back. Press into your hands. Lift your chest. Place those blocks off to the side. So from here, you're going to tuck your toes. Press into your hands. Lift that right leg up and back. Let's just come right into downward facing and straighten through the right leg as best as you can while deeply bending into your left knee. Just kind of resetting that hip. Straighten through both legs. Take your left leg. Send it up and back. Take some circles if you'd want. Good, going in each direction. And then we're just going to thread that shin towards the top of the mat. Option, as always, sometimes one side loves pigeon pose and the other side not quite so much. So feel free to take this onto your back. I'm going to look back at my toes. So here's where my ankle can tend to get a little wonky. I'm just going to point those right toes straight back. Resituate myself. Stay as I am. Or I encourage you to come down a little deeper if you want and if you're ready. If you're feeling a lot of intensity around your front knee, just come onto your back. Take that figure 4. It's the exact same shape, just flipped upside down. And hold here. Go ahead, take a deep breath in. And a deep breath out. Last few here. Stay in tune with your breath. Evening out inhales and exhales. Helping you stay fully embodied and fully present in this experience. If you're looking for a little bit more sensation, maybe pressing down through the pinky edge side of your left foot. Let's hold here for one more deep breath in. And a deep breath out. Start to walk your hands back. Tuck through those right toes. Swing your left leg back. Straighten it out as you bend deep into your right knee. And then let's just pedal it out for a breath or two. And then start to tippy toe, walk your feet forward and have a seat. Awesome job. This is the end of our practice. I'm going to invite you to lay all the way down, coming into final rest and staying there for 60 seconds. I almost said 60 minutes. Wouldn't that be nice? We could call it like yoga nap time, adult nap time. Maybe that's the next series I should run. Otherwise, you're just going to stay seated with me. Bring your hands to heart center. Bow your chin to your chest and take a deep breath in. And a deep breath out. Awesome work, Bulldog. Way to go. It's really starting to feel a bit more and more like a traditional yoga class instead of the breakdown with a lot of instruction. Notice that the more you do it, the more comfortable it feels in your body, the more your mind can kind of rest and just allow your body to take over because it knows where it's heading. and you just settle and you remain really, really present. So I hope you're getting that out of this series and you feel like you are ready to even take it up a notch and join us either in the studio or online in any of our Activate classes, because you, my friend, are ready to go. All right, stay tuned with me. We'll be back next week, same time, same place. I will see you then.